What's in the case, Alaina? What is this?
Well, it's not so much about what's in the case as the case itself.
Ooh.
That's the reason why we're here today. So this is the Master SL600M, which I believe is available today. We got early look at it, and I actually did a little bit of a build in it. I didn't actually have a lot of time to get it fully up and running, do any temperature tests, that kind of thing. So this is more of like a first look, hands-on. As you can see, it's got tempered glass on one side. The other side is steel, I believe. So everything's displayed just on this one side. We're having a debate in this office about what size it is. I think it's straddling the line right between mid-tower and full-sized. I think the rule of thumb has been like full tower is like 20 inches in height, and I don't know, this has feet on it that will elevate it, so if you count that, then it's definitely over 20 inches, but if you don't...
it's pretty tall.
Yeah, but if you don't, just this section here, the actual case part, is I think right at 20. So...
We should have got a banana for scale.
Wait. I have an SSD.
SSD for scale.
SSD
oh
for
yeah,
scale.
You can definitely tell. That's
a
full tower.
It's a pretty big case, but I would say among full towers, it's a little bit on the smaller side, shall we say.
No, it makes sense.
There are definitely bigger full towers, let's put it that way.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's got these, I don't know if you want to get in real quick, but it's got these feet that elevate it. So you get like, I don't know, an inch or two of clearance, maybe 2.5. And the reason for that is this is what they call a chimney design for ventilation. So basically, you need this clearance so that the air can be sucked up through the fans here at the bottom and go out through the top. And that's how you get your airflow. It's not a traditional front to back, it's a bottom to top.
Okay.
So because of that, the layout's a little different. So I'm going to take this off.
Is Santa Claus going to come into your PC?
Well, does Santa Claus start at the bottom and go up? Because I think that's the reverse direction.
Oh, see, then it's not a chimney. This is totally wrong.
Well, chimneys are for, fireplaces, and fireplaces start with the bottom where the fire is.
Oh, okay.
And goes out the top.
I get it. Okay.
I take it that you actually have never used your fireplace.
No, I don't have one.
Okay, so here's the interior, and you can see the two included 200mm fans at the bottom. So these, do the work of spinning around, grabbing that air, putting it at the top. And right here is your vents on the side. Now, I didn't actually, as I said, I didn't get a chance to run this with temps, but I have my reservations about this top panel right here that kind of blocks the airflow. So, I don't know, I feel like if I had this case, I might actually run it without this, attractive silver panel that goes over the top here.
Looks easy to pop off, though.
It's super easy to pop off. It's not...
Kind of leaves a little...
Yeah. It's not meant to be, locked in there. And you get this, I really like this mesh pattern they did. It looks like little, open boxes. And it has it's like a motif throughout the whole case. So you see it here, the grill there. When I pull out the power supply, the shroud or the mount, you'll see it there too. This case is really spacious. There's a lot of room. You can see that we've got this gigantic Noctua cooler. It looks totally at home, does not look out of place.
Yeah, I mean, you still have a good inch clearance.
Yeah, it's nice. Let's see, where should I start? Since I already start with the top, I'll just talk about this. So here's the top part. It comes off if you press the clips, so I can find them. I always have a little trouble with these sorts of things.
Oh, the whole thing comes off.
Yeah, there's also the screw in the back that I just need to take off first. Let me do that. Oh, while we're at the top, you can see the front panel right here. So you have a lot of really, a nice array of ports. You've got USB 2.0, USB 3.0, 2 of each of those, and you get USB 3.1 as a USB Type-C port, which, if you have a Pixel like I do, is very handy.
And the power button is the same
logo
shape as Cooler Master itself.
There's no reset switch though, which for me is, I wouldn't say a deal breaker, but a little disappointing.
Oh yeah, because these are fan control.
Yep, there's a
high,
fan
medium,
control
low.
there. Yep, and you'll see that on the inside where the controller is. I'm going to pull off this back panel as well, just so I can get in there with the clips. And so if you want to come around, you can see the cable management in the back.
SSDs. This is for fan control.
Yeah, this is fan controller right here. And then, you know, you have your front panel pins right here. I didn't do a great job with cable management. It kind of went squish. But you have the front panel pins. You also have, so because the power supply is placed in the front, you have basically an extension cord for power, and it routes through here. I don't know if you can get in for a second. I'll show it to you when I pull up that front side panel.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, so that basically connects to this here at the back, where you can actually plug in a power cable that you would plug into, you know, your UPS or, you know, just a regular power strip, whatever you're using at home.
Nice.
Yeah. And as you said, there's the two SSD mounts right here, or 2.5-inch bay mounts right here. This case has a lot of places for storage. So you've got the two here for 2.5 SSDs or HDDs, two more here.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, against the side
They
right
just
here.
go right here against the side.
Nice.
And then, let's
Oh, looks like you might be able to mount here too.
yeah, so you can mount here and here. And then when I get the front panel off, there's two more there as well.
No way. All right.
There's a lot of room
Yeah,
for
you're
storage
gonna
on this.
load up.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for storage, but
That's funny.
I'm getting distracted. Definitely letting the squirrels in my brain run around right now.
Yeah.
It's Monday
So
after
what are
all.
that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. So if you're into that, it works really well. All right, so there we go. Scratch the
Top's
glass.
off.
So this is removable. So if you want to mount like a radiator at the top, or add fans, you can do that. Because it's removable, like I said, you sandwich this between your radiator and your fans if you're using like a closed loop
Oh, nice.
cooler. Yeah. And then you can see
Yeah, you
right
can
here.
strip it pretty bare bones.
Yeah, you can bring it. It's a little bit like Lego, just all the different pieces. All right, I'm gonna move this glass because it's making me nervous having it right there.
How hard is it to take off this front panel, or does it not?
We're about to find out
Oh, okay.
because I didn't actually try that while I was building in this earlier.
Oh, it looks like there's screws here.
There are screws here, so I probably need to remove that first, and then I need to pull off the clip. So let me grab this screw. Oh. You know, that actually brings me to another side point. I was messing around with the feet earlier, so I don't know if I caused this, but I did notice let me hold the table steady. There's a little bit of a wobble to this, like when you rock it, which I don't think is too bad, but because I live in California and it's earthquake country here, it makes me just a little bit nervous. Just because there's that tempered glass in the front.
Interesting.
But I will fully admit that because I was messing around with the feet earlier, I could have just not screwed in those screws tightly.
Some huge fans. And to reiterate, those go from the out in,
Yeah, so
they're sucking in
They're
here.
sucking in and pushing up to the top.
and then
Because warm air rises.
yeah, got it. Nice.
Let's see.
But why only a 1070?
Oh, well,
Just
you know.
kidding, I know.
I was ready to
Just
answer
give me a
that
hard
like
time.
a serious question. If you are wondering, I basically just grabbed spare parts we had in the office just to see how everything would fit, how to install, how the channel, or sorry, the cable routing works, the channels for that. For the most part, I really like the cable routing options on this. Like if you want to get in here real quick, I don't know if you can see this. I just really like this little tray they have. You
Wow.
know, to like
That's
route
nice.
through all the front panel stuff.
Yeah, you got a good finger size tray there.
Yep. Clips. Come on, clips. Am I going the right way? Success.
Did it do it?
I did. The weird thing in this office, right? So, I have the smallest hands of the people who work with different PCs in this office, but I feel like I have the worst hands when it comes to plastic clips. I'm constantly breaking them, whereas Gordon and Brad can just deftly get in there and just the right amount of pressure and everything comes out okay.
See, I just break smartphones. That's all I do.
Well, we make a great team then.
Yeah.
I'll break the plastic and you'll break the glass.
So we're up to 7, 8.
Oh, we're counting?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah, I
see.
counted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a lot
so
of drives.
these
Ooh.
metal ones can accommodate hard disk, like 3.5 hard disk drives as well. So you have 1, 2, 3,
yeah.
4 of those, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 dedicated to the 2.5 form factor.
Like you said, there's the power supply.
And as you can see,
So it's blowing up.
yeah.
To keep with that theme.
Well, that's the fans are actually right here. So that's the one thing.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So
You're
that's
right.
the one thing I wasn't a big fan. I'm not a big fan of in this case. I'm not sure. I mean, there is some room, but I feel like. So I have the fan this way because if I mount it the other way, then it would just be completely blocked by the mount, the power supply mount. But I feel like if I put a hard drive here, like that's gonna block airflow even more for this to be able to get some airflow. So I'm not. I would actually be really curious to see how warm the power supply gets in this case versus other cases. But again, I don't have much experience with this layout. I've never built in a case like this before, so it may not be a factor at all. And I mean, probably, actually, when I think about it, probably not, because even in other cases, when you have the power supply mount at the bottom, there's not always a lot of airflow there. So I'm probably just overthinking it a little bit. But yeah, lots of room, lots and lots and lots of room.
Yeah, I mean, fully torn down, this looks more like a mid-tower.
Really?
When you got all the pieces off, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Except for the feet.
It takes space well. That's a phrase that I've heard from some of my dance coaches.
Nice.
Where you can be little, like 5'1", but if you project your energy well, people will think that you're much taller.
Nice. So what are you doing here?
I'm taking off this panel so that you can see how the power supply is mounted.
Okay.
And I think I got a little happy with.
Don't strip it.
I know. I don't have my other. Oh, I'm doing it. Yeah, I don't have my. I have this one Phillips screwdriver with this like tiny little like fat handle, and it's really good for giving me the right leverage.
Might be something in the studio.
Yeah, but I don't have it. And I guess I got a little overzealous. There we go.
go.
Got a little overzealous and retightened this last night when I was working. Or was it 2 nights ago?
You're just too strong, Alaina.
Too
Need to quit
strong.
Working out, quit bodybuilding.
Yeah. Tell that to my scale. No, I know I'm fine. I'm just not as strong as I like to be. Apparently on the right side, I tighten more than the left.
Jeez.
I'm finding out things about myself, everybody.
There you go.
Little personal quirks here.
So it's only these two up here?
There's 4. There's 4
Oh,
screws
there's 4.
that I just removed.
Okay.
So it mounts here and then here. And then this little lip I have to clear. And I'll just pull that out. So yeah, this is where, so you got your 2.5 inch drives that you can mount here. This is what it looks like on the back. But yeah, here is the power supply mount. I'm going to take off this cable so I can unscrew
And it's kind of
this.
angled so you can get the cables in there.
And it's interesting because it's a bit modular.
Oh,
Like,
weird. Modular.
yeah,
Nobody
well,
likes those.
I mean, I might be using the word wrong in this context, but that's how I think of it, right? So this is the cable I was talking about that connects to the
Little extender.
thing out. Yeah, the extender. I'm going to move that aside. So, and I'm going to unplug this from the video card so I don't accidentally murder that. There we go.
It's okay. It's just 1070.
Just a 10. Yeah.
Oh, and I
guess
see you're
these-
routing. Okay.
Yeah, the.
So you went straight from the power supply.
I went straight from that because I felt like that was the cleanest, and I could hide the little extra one on this included cable,
yeah.
right? Because I don't have the nice braided cables for this. I feel like in a case like this, I think this is a $200 case. I feel like I would probably spring for custom braided cables on a fairly decent power supply. But again, I was
You say
just.
that every time.
I think I've gotten a taste for fancy things. It's kind of unfortunate for my budget. The next one I build for myself is probably not going to be nearly as cheap as the previous ones. But yeah, no, in general, I feel like with a $200 case, you're not going to quibble over the little fine details like that. You're going to want to build the nicest system that you can. Anyway, distracting from the main point, which is, so you see these thumb screws along the side right here? That's what's holding this in place. But there's 2 pieces to it. So this is the outer piece that kind of holds the the drive mount here, and then the channel for the cables here, and then like this, it's got the slant to hold the excess cables, right? And then there's the actual part that mounts to the power supply. And I'm going to unscrew this so I can take it apart for you so you can see it.
Yeah, well, hopefully your power supply doesn't go out, because this is, you really have to take it apart to get to it.
Sorry?
Hopefully your power supply doesn't go out, because you really have to take this case apart to get to it.
I don't think it's that complex personally. I feel like Cooler Master actually did make it pretty simple. But you're right, it's not as simple.
Compared to a normal case, yeah.
I think it still depends, since power supply shrouds are becoming very popular in general these days.
Oh, true.
I feel like if you're going for a clean look, you would be taking out an extra piece anyway. So I don't think this is too much different than that. If you're working with a really basic case, then I would agree, because then it's just a matter of it just being right there and pulling in and out.
So when these screws lock in, they don't come all the way out?
I think they're captive, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just treating them that way. So here's the first part.
Oh, okay.
And it has these little rubber, I don't want to say grommets, because they're not, but they're rubber coated screws, and they're shaped in this way that fits into these holes. So it's a really easy system to just get it in there.
So you can slide this up and down?
That's what I was about to get to next, yeah. So depending on how many cables you have here, you can basically adjust where this goes along here to accommodate for that, which I think is pretty clever. It's a nice little bit of design in my opinion.
Does that mean you can move the power supply up and down too?
Yeah,
or?
so as long as you have the holes for the screws, you can move it up and down. This as well. So you have some play, because it goes to about there, right?
Yeah, and this is at a right angle plug was the extender, so...
So this I can pull out as well. And I like this system of having this locked in there, because it holds it in place when you're removing the screws. And you don't have to worry about it just dropping out on you. So this is the configure. So this is what I was talking about, see?
Oh, yeah.
So this goes over the edge of the power supply, and then obviously you secure it with these standard screws here. And so this grill, to me, makes it very obvious that you'd put this grill over the side with the fan, right? So then it's facing this way. And so maybe you have like 1/2 inch of clearance or so for airflow.
Yeah.
And then if you block that off with a hard disk drive or something chunky, that is kind of, I've just personally wondered how it affect temps, but again, maybe I'm just overthinking it and it's not a big deal. Yeah.
I like it.
I'm gonna put this back real quick.
I personally have not seen a design like that.
Really? I was talking to Gordon about it. He said that, this vertical type design, or what they call inverted, was pretty popular for a while. I think, whatever's old is new kind of thing.
And how much did you say this was?
This is $200. So we're looking at the Cooler Master SL600M. This one is the first of the line, so it's the first of the SL line, I believe. And it goes for $200.
Nice.
Yep.
I like it.
Just gonna put this back real quick. See if I can squish it in here. And so I had it fairly close before, but I'll just show you that you can put it down a little further, like that. So, I mean, if I wanted to, I could have this showing. I don't personally like that, but you can do it if you want to, right? If you're Gordon and for some reason you're using a fully non-modular power supply and you have a bajillion cables you want to cram in there. Alright, I'm just going to secure that a little bit. Alright, I think that's it for this case. As I said, it should be, I think, at least available for order. The video is going live today, October 30th. So it should be available for order. $200, first of its line. First time we've tried building anything like this for our, first impressions hands-on. We will be featuring this in one of our upcoming live builds at some point, but it came to the office. I couldn't resist, messing around with it a little bit, so here we are. Hope you enjoyed the overview of it.
Awesome. Thanks, Alaina.
Thank you.